Hello everyone, so today we will be making Guatemalan Garnachas, and so basically I'm just gonna go ahead and show you the ingredients first. So we have ground beef, onion powder, garlic powder, salt and pepper, and then chicken bouillon right here. And then this is my little Guatemalan basket where we're gonna put the tortillas that we're gonna make. This is the maseca that's already been mixed with water. And then we need our pan to start the tortillas. We have our cabbage, our tomatoes, cilantro, onion and garlic, and then our pepper as well. And then we'll need a blender eventually to mix the salsa. But first we're gonna start with the tortillas. So in order to have good maseca, you just gotta make sure that it's not watery and then that the masa is actually not sticking to your hand. Because then that means that either it's overcooked, it needs more water, or it needs less water. And so you just gotta make sure if it has too much water, put more maseca, and then if it needs water, then you just keep adding. But this is kind of the texture you want. See how like nothing's really sticking to my hands? And then these are not gonna be like your typical tortillas. They don't have to be perfect or nothing, because you're actually going to be cutting them in half to make a little like bowl for your ground beef to go into, because that's what a garnacha is. So you make them like kind of big like this, and then you're just going to flatten them out. Like I said, they don't have to be perfect or round. If you want to make them round, cool. If they're square, they come out square, that's fine too. It's okay. It's the first time for some. So like this is how I make them. And so the pan is already hot, and then you're just gonna lay it in right there. And you kind of don't want them to cook so much, because then the inside it's gonna be hard to cut in half, and then when you're trying to make the bowl, like I said, it's gonna be really hard because the masa is gonna be coming apart, and you don't want that.
Daddy, where's Charlotte?
Oh, you see, there's my son right here. Come, Matthew, you wanna say hi?
And go to church.
Okay, we'll charge it then.
What's control? Matthew.
Alright.
What's Matthew control?
So he's in the kitchen, just like I was when I was a kid. I would always be around my mom. Except back then they didn't have tablets like he has. You want to help mommy?
Where's control?
You come here, help mommy. Come. So I would do the same thing with my mom, and I would just try to help her in the kitchen or make a mess, either or.
Yeah,
You want masa?
Yeah, you got two dozen and see in the house.
Can you make circle? Make circle. Circle. So I'd always be around her. We would make tortillas like almost every night. It was in the Guatemalan household, like you either need tortillas or you need rice. Either or, but definitely tortillas.
And don't red the hot the Dutch.
Did you make your circle?
Yeah.
Okay, flat, like this, like that. You see it? Alright, so like I said, make different sizes. And you just keep doing round and round, and you keep doing that, and then you just flip them. If you don't want to use your hands, it's okay. I'm actually being brave right now. Oh, look at you in your circle. Look at you. Okay, go like this. Okay. You want to give me tortilla? Yeah.
Okay, put in the
Okay. He likes this. Alright.
You can wait till then, you can wait.
You want to make another one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
So I used to, like I said, if you want to be brave and use your hands, here you go. Or you're going to grab your own? Okay. But you can use a fork as well to flip if like you're going to burn yourself, because I'm the same way, but I'm trying to be brave right now. And do it like my mom used to. And she would just flip and go, and yes, she would burn herself, I believe, but she would just keep going. Brave soul right there. Same thing, round, and you're gonna keep making more and more until you're out of maseca, because then after that I will show you the next step. So I'll go ahead and finish this, and then we'll move on to the next step. Alrighty, so now that all the tortillas are made, so these are little Matthews on his side. He did his little small ones, as you can see. But then these are how they're supposed to look. Like I said, it's okay if they are a little, you know, big, and that's fine. This is why we need them to be this size. So you're just gonna cut them in the middle. Please be careful when doing this. Don't cut yourself. And you're gonna cut it, and you see how inside it's not fully cooked, and that's good. That's what we want. And then you're just gonna pull back and just kind of make like a little bowl. And the reason why is this is where the meat is gonna go inside. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Once again, it's made with lots of love. It's just, you know, just enough to make a little bit of space. And then, so you have one. And so you might think you made a little bit of maseca and, you know, it's not gonna be enough, but trust me, maseca goes a long way, especially because you're cutting the tortillas in half. So you're gonna have a lot of these little bowls. And so we grab another one, and then you just keep repeating this step until all of them are cut. And so there are many people who do it a little differently. So I'll just show you another technique. Usually this is the saving time one, is that they don't do the maseca or the masa this thick. So what they will do instead is they will, you know, mix the maseca with the water, and then they will do the tortillas, but they'll kind of already have them like this. And they'll just do them super thin. So they'll skip the step where we're cutting and we're doing the bowl. So you can do that as well. I just like taking this extra step because I like having the little bowls. And you'll see. And then right behind me, we have the oil that's starting to heat up because we're gonna fry the tortillas.
Mommy.
Yes, Mamon. Wow, Matthew right now is doodling. So he's just showing me pictures of what we did. He actually took a picture, or like drew a picture of us making tortillas right now. And so I just love doing this with my family. It's a lot of fun. And then like Matthew gets involved. He does his little tortillas and he feels like he's cooking and he's like a big, you know, chef, and now he's drawing about it. And then of course, like you're just making more memories with your family. And then I'm the one who's doing this, but my husband will be the one that's frying. So you'll hear him in a bit, and he'll be showing you how he fries and does the salsa, because he does the salsa very, very good. So he's the salsa man here. So see, they're all different sizes, and that's okay. That's all fine. And like I said, it just takes some time. And it doesn't have to be perfect the first time, or, you know, if this is your second, third, it's okay. And like, we want this softness inside. If there's extra, you just put it to the side, it's okay. And so in our family, we always had garnachas, always. Well, especially when we would go to a restaurant. Oh, you broke it? Oh, it's okay. We'd always have garnachas as part of like an appetizer or a meal, depending on how you want to order it. Because we would go to this one Guatemalan restaurant near our area, in the Wheaton area. It's called La Bamba. And it was the only Guatemalan restaurant around. Everywhere else is like Tex-Mex or Salvadorian, Brazilian. There's other cultures, but except Guatemalan, that was the only one. And they had the best garnachas. Like, I think that's where I was first introduced to them. And we've been going there since I was a little girl. I mean, I think I was probably one going there. I mean, I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure we've been going there my entire life. And they serve like all types of like guisados, carne asadas. They do serve pupusas now. And then the garnachas, and we would always order a couple of garnachas. It would come in 5, and we would eat it as an appetizer first, and then we would enjoy our meal. And I remember I just love the taste of them. I love that they would look like little tortillas. I don't know, there's something about them. And when we go to Guatemala, garnachas, once again, you just order them either as a meal or as an appetizer. And I always thought they were really difficult to do, especially because I see how small the little tortillas are. And my mom always makes like the normal big tortillas. But no, they're actually pretty easy and it's fun. So that's the great thing about it. So now we have a couple left. So we have like 3. See? So as you see, we didn't make a lot, and look how many little garnachas are coming together. One time when we first did this with my husband, we overestimated. I think we made over like 40 because we thought, oh, you know, they're little, no one's gonna get full. Everyone just ate like 4 and they were stuffed. And we made a whole bunch. We didn't know how to calculate how much maseca you would need. So if you think you have a little bit, trust me, these little tortillas will be abundant enough and people will get full, because you will see you have the meat, you have the coleslaw or the cabbage on top, and the tomato. All right, let's just see. Things are starting to boil back there, get hot. I see the steam, so I'm just trying to do this very quickly. And we have 2 more, and then very easy. We'll have to just stay careful with the knife, and we'll go. We're having, you just keep on going around and around.
Daddy, it's broke.
And don't be afraid that they're gonna break. Remember, they're thick. So when you put them in the hot oil, they're not gonna break apart. They shouldn't, because they're cooked on the outside but not in the inside. And that's why we need to fry them. There's different techniques too. So one more. There we are. And then my husband's gonna show you how to fry. I don't fry because I'm afraid to get burned. So he is the frying man and he does an awesome job. So we'll just keep him doing the frying. I'll just do the other steps. Just because I'm so scared to get burned. Like I said, I love the way my mom cooks and everything, but I still don't have her brave soul. Like, she'll get burned and cut and everything. She'll keep going. She'll touch the comal and it's hot. And I'm like, no, I'm trying. So, all right, there we are. We have all of them right here. So with all of those the big balls of masa that we made, this is the garnachas, or the little bowls we have. See, they're different sizes, they're different textures. That's okay. So I'm just gonna quickly clean my hands, and then I'm gonna pass you over to my husband. He's gonna show you how to fry them. Ready?
All right, so we're gonna fry them. This thing got too hot.
Just careful, because right now it got a little bit too hot and you can see the steam coming out.
So I'm gonna let it cool off a little bit. Lower the temperature. But while I'm waiting on that, I'm gonna start putting all these to boil. So we're not gonna boil them too much. We're just gonna boil them until the skin starts to break. That way it's easy to peel them off when we blend it. Oh, careful. So we're adding tomatoes, onions, some serrano peppers, and garlic for the sauce. So we're just gonna boil all that together, and that should probably take like 4 or 5 minutes, something like that.
Okay, you want to give it a second for the heat, or do you think it's fine?
Yeah. I'm gonna do it now. I'm gonna do it slow. So.
Okay, so just be very careful during the step, because the oil is very hot.
Look, Daddy, got chicory.
Mm-hmm.
Look, look, the chicory.
Chicory, what's that?
So you quickly just start putting the tortillas in. And it's okay if right now they have a little bit of oil inside them. We're going to be draining them a little bit later. But we need to cook what's in the inside. And all the other ingredients in the other bowl or in the other pan is just for the salsa, to make the salsa.
Okay, so this is how it looks when we start to fry them. I'm just gonna leave them a little bit in there until they start to get a little color. You can see, get the color pretty quick. We're just gonna flip them around so the inside can cook for a little bit also.
When's the first time you tried a garnacha?
It was with you when you took me to that restaurant down in Silver Spring when we ordered the garnachas. And they were pretty good. I fell in love with them. And it was a really simple meal. It was kind of like those comfort foods you have, you know.
Yeah.
So I just kind of let them fry for now, a little bit. And in the meantime, everything is boiling up for the salsa, which is good. So after the things boil, I'm gonna take them out, put them in the blender, and the tomatoes I'm gonna have to peel them before putting them in there. Usually I run the tomatoes through some cold water. In the meantime, we're gonna blend it up together and put some cilantro, salt, see how it tastes.
Okay. Oh yeah, like he said, it's really fast to fry the tortillas because they start to get color. Another way we used to do this is we would have the meat ready and we would actually fry them with the meat inside. But we noticed that all that oil that you see that's coming inside the tortilla, it would be very hard to take out. So the oil would just stay there, and so we are trying actually a new technique today where we're gonna fry the tortilla first and then add the meat later. Just because we don't want all that grease stuck in there still. And then we also still have our other ones right here, and they're just waiting. And like I said, they don't have to be perfect because like on top you won't even see those little pecks that you see here. And that's okay because they'll be covered in meat and deliciousness that no one will see these little imperfections in your tortillas.
Imperfections what make the food good.
Alright, so we're gonna keep frying the tortillas, and then after we're gonna show you how we do it next. So right now he's just gonna plate them, or
It's good.
you see the oil still there.
You know it's cooked good when you get a little tap of it. And everything got cooked nicely in there.
Yeah, so it's not soft anymore the way like these are, and that once we cut them open, now it's harder, and that's what we want. And we're gonna let them cool off, and we're gonna flip them over too, so like I said, that grease keeps coming out. And we're just gonna keep on doing that, and we'll come back and show you when all of them are cooked and when we're about to start the salsa too.
Alright, so after everything boiled, I put it in the blender, and then I cooled off the tomatoes and peeled them off, so we don't have that skin in the salsa. After I blend all this, I'm gonna add the cilantro, salt, and pepper, and then let's do it. Right, that's how it looks after, before I add all the cilantro and salt and pepper in there.
Right now it just tastes like pure tomato, so.
Tomato with garlic and peppers and all that.
So we're gonna add cilantro, salt, and pepper.
I just add a little bit of pepper. I don't go too crazy with the pepper. And I'll just blend it all over again, and that should be it.
And in this step, you can also make it more spicy if you'd like. It depends on your taste buds. And then like you keep trying. If you need to add more salt, more pepper.
And if you don't like your salsa too thick, you can always add water to it. But I like it thick for the garnachas because it makes it taste better.
There you are. That's how it looks. All right.
Okay.
That's good?
It's good. A little bit more salt.
Just a little bit more salt. And you keep tasting until you are good with how your sauce came out. Alrighty. Okay, so as we continue, so as you see right here, the tortillas are already fried, and this is how they look. It's a little basket, and you can kind of hear it tap. That's how we want them. They're still warm. All the greases you can see. That's why it's so important. So you can either flip them over or just keep them that way. And so we have them right here. They're ready. So the cabbage for today. So the cabbage, what you would do with this, because this usually goes on top, you would just put boiling water, and we'd put the cabbage real quick, nothing like too long, just a couple like seconds, even maybe just a minute or so, just so it can get warm enough, and then you bring it out. You can add escabeche during this time, which is like a pickled juice, I think it is, or like jalapeno pickle juice mix. You can also do your own salt, pepper, vinegar, and then like I said, you can add your different taste. You can make it spicy, you cannot. Like in our family, we don't really do spicy, but you can sure add a lot of spice to it if you'd like. For today's video, I'm not gonna add the cabbage just because personally we can't be eating cabbage right now, but this is usually a good the main you'll see it like a lettuce, like if you were forming a hamburger type, you would need your lettuce and tomato. So this is the part where you just add on top of the ground beef. But right now we're gonna go to our meat. And so our meat is right here, and the meat is like the easiest part, I would say, and then it's the funnest because super simple. The pan has been heating for a little bit. It's been on warm while we show you the other things we do. And that's me, carbonite. Alright, and then you can get ground beef. If you can't eat ground beef, maybe you can try alternates like turkey or chicken, I think they make. You can go healthier if you want, but usually ground beef is the best. And let's see, you don't have to season it yet, because what we're gonna do is we're trying to take the grease out first. Okay, so you're just gonna let it sit. Alrighty. So what we've been doing is we've just been cooking the ground beef. We already drained it a little bit, and we've been cutting it apart. We're trying to make it as like little bit of pieces as possible, because we're trying to split it into the different tortillas. But you see, some of it is kind of cooked, the other one is not. This is when we add our ingredients right here. So we're gonna add some consomme de pollo. And what's gonna sprinkle some. Measurement wise, for this one, I guess, I don't know, 2 teaspoons?
No, to taste.
Oh, to taste. Or 2 teaspoons. Cause like, I don't know, when it comes to the chicken bouillon, we never really add measurements or anything. We just kind of see the taste and all. And then we add garlic powder. Onion powder. Some people don't do the onion powder. Instead, they will chop up some onion. So that's preference as well. A little bit of salt. And then some pepper. And you can just start smelling it smells so good. And you just keep mixing everything together. That smells so good. There's also beef bouillon that you can use. Like I said, it's preference. That's why I kind of love the garnachas, because you can make it your own style. If you want the beef bouillon, you can use that. You can use chicken. Meat-wise, it has to be something like related to like the ground beef, like I said, but not like just chicken itself or stuff like that. And it's all to taste, but you can start smelling it. I mean, it smells so good. And we just keep cutting, making little pieces. If there's some pieces that are big, that's okay. And we use only 1 pound of meat. And the maseca too. So this is very traditional in like the Guatemalan culture. They'll serve it almost in every restaurant back home. And everyone has like a different way. Every time I go to a restaurant back at home, I see that everyone does it just a little bit differently. Some people don't have red salsa, they have like the green salsa. And that's fine. And some people, the way they cook their tortillas, like the way they do their steps, are very different. So at the end of the day, it's still a nice Guatemalan Garnachas to eat. How does it smell?
That's good. I'm hungry now.
Yeah, you can have this as like lunch, dinner, doesn't matter. You can keep your beef separate as well once, you know, you have it cooked, and then you just toast up your tortillas as leftovers and add your meat. The way my husband and I used to do, we used to fry it all together, and we've noticed that when we wanted to eat the leftovers, it's really hard because the meat was already inside instead of just cooking it separately and then trying to redo the garnacha. Alrighty, so now that we have everything cooked, this is the last step. And so we're gonna grab a tortilla, and we're gonna do 2. I'm gonna do it a little different for each one. So you already have your tortilla, you're gonna grab your ground beef. And like I said, 1 pound and a little bit of masa will go a long way, or maseca will go a long, long way. You might think these might not fill you up, but they sure do. Okay, so we have that. And then the traditional Guatemalan way, you would grab your cabbage. This is not cooked yet, so don't get confused. It would look different. But this is just a demonstration. Your cabbage would be cooked. You would put it on top like that. And then you would add your salsa. Like we said, we like it a little bit of thick, the salsa. And then you just put it on top. Usually, like for my son and all, we would do just this one because he doesn't like the cabbage. Of course, no veggies for him. He doesn't like it, but he doesn't know that the salsa is filled with vegetables. All right. And you can put as much salsa as you'd like. I mean, you can fill these babies up. It's okay. And then we use Parmesan cheese at the end. In Guatemala, they use queso duro or fresco, and they just like crumble it up. We'll use Parmesan cheese, and you just put a sprinkle on top. Oh man, that looks so good. And so traditional way with the cabbage, and then your like non-traditional way as well. Like we have a piece of cheese, you just keep crumbling it up. And usually what we do is we just do a whole plate, and we'll keep adding, and we do like 5. So you add, and they will serve this at like the restaurant that we go to, La Bamba. This is exactly how they'll serve it in a plate. And we will each grab one before we start eating. But right now, this can be just enough for 1 person. And I remember the first time I cooked this with my husband and we served this as a meal, I think a lot of people laughed because they're like, oh my God, is this all they're gonna serve for, dinner today? Are you serious? Where's the rest of the food? And then, kids you not, like a few minutes later, I was like, anyone want more? And everyone's like, oh no, I'm so full, I'm good. So 5 of these will fill you up. Remember, you're talking about a tortilla, a very thick tortilla with cheese and cabbage and ground beef. So this will be so good for everyone. It just smells delicious. I mean, I wish you guys can just pop your hand right into the camera and try it out yourselves, because it smells good in here. Right there. And so there you are. And then you can add more salsa here in the middle for those that want extra salsa. But this is how you would cook a typical Guatemalan dish right there. And so I have always enjoyed this meal with my family, going to restaurants or cooking it here at home. And like, these garnachas bring so much memories for everyone, and we're making new memories. Oh, with our son who's right there. Matthew, you want some?
Yeah, it's 17.
Okay. But here we are. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you try out Guatemalan garnachas, because they're so good, and I know that you'll enjoy them. Thank you.